some interesting new reporting from the New York Times. Let's throw this up there on the screen, in which the president has been considering pardoning himself, talking to many different advisors for a variety of different reasons. And actually, according to some of the reporting that's coming out there, is that one of the reasons that he made the concession video yesterday, which we talked about earlier in the show, is because he can see the public pressure beginning to ramp up on the outside for retribution against him. Now, like I've been clear here, I think that's a bad idea, but, you know, from his perspective, this could be something that he might have to do or try to do. There's no legal precedent for any of this. And if he did do it, it seems almost certain it would wind up in the Supreme Court, given how many of the justices there have different views on expansive presidential power, ranging from like Samuel Alito to hardcore libertarians like Clarence Thomas and Neil Gorsuch. I have no idea how that would play out.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question.
It's very interesting. It's very possible that it would be one of those situations where it's like all the liberal justices plus like Gorsuch and Barrett against like a Kavanaugh and an Alito. Thomas is always like a wild card. You never really know. So very interesting there, just from a pure legal ones. My judicial nerd friends are already nerding out about this. But broadly, it does go to show how he views a very combative post-presidency. We've talked here before, the Southern District of New York, the New York Attorney General, there's taxes, there's, you know, the campaign finance, Stormy Daniels stuff from like, a million years ago, which is always on the table. And so this is something that he is talking there. And we also have a list, Krystal, of many of the people that he is considering pardoning, other people.
Colorful list.
Pardon. Let's put this up there on the screen. Quite remarkable. Mark Meadows, I don't know what he's done. Stephen Miller.
Well, that's the thing, is some of these would be preemptive pardons.
Just in case.
Which is rare, but that has been done before. But what does it say about your administration where you're like, I need to pardon everyone who was involved with me?
The real one I know he's the most concerned about is Ivanka and Jared, because they are also, you know, the target of some federal and state investigations in New York City. But there he goes to show this is where his mind is at. Reportedly right now in the last couple of days, it's not a great place to be. And it really would roil American politics. And I would say personally, obviously, I think it's too far, and the Supreme Court should strike it down, just because this is, I mean, in terms of expansional presidential power, this is too much.
Yeah, nobody should be above the law. I mean, that's the bottom line here. And, you know, a reminder that even if he were to pardon himself, pardon all these people, that doesn't shield you from state exposure.
Yeah, of course. That's right.
This is just federal crimes. But some of the reporting from the New York Times was that the reason why he's suddenly even more, I mean, he's floated the self-pardon idea for a while, but that he's even more interested now is that Trump appeared to aides to enjoy watching TV scenes of Capitol Siege, by the way, while the rest of us were utterly traumatized and horrified by it. White House top lawyer warned him he could face legal exposure for the riot, given he had urged his supporters to march to the Capitol and fight. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a legal expert. I think it's very unlikely that whatever you think of that, I think it's probably unlikely that he would actually face legal exposure for that. But that reportedly is part of why he is like feeling extra incentivized to issue this, self-pardon, which again, never happened in history. Totally unclear whether there is a legal basis for doing so. And I think you're right, probably would end up in the Supreme Court. One of the other pardons that he's considering, regular pardon, not a preemptive pardon or not a self-pardon, is Judge Jeanine's husband. Apparently got in trouble for tax evasion. Oh, okay. So he's thinking of letting him off the hook. I mean, look, lots of presidents have used their pardon powers for less than savory ends. But he's kind of taken it to a new level here in a lot of ways. And meanwhile, let's remind you that he could still pardon Edward Snowden and Julian Assange, and we have seen zero indication that he's going to do that. Instead, he's going to take care of himself and Judge Jeanine's husband.
Well, this is Lil Wayne erasure, Krystal, because Lil Wayne is also apparently on the list. I didn't even know he committed a crime, so there you go.
Yeah.
What a world.
A little out of the loop there.
I think he was on Celebrity Apprentice. Is that why?
That's right. I think you're right about that.
He probably was.
All right. All comes back to Celebrity Apprentice. More Rising for you guys after this.